Good evening, Cougars and Cougar parents. This evening we will continue Unit 8, Volume, and we'll be focusing on the volume of cones and pyramids. Let's take a look at a couple sample problems, work on them together, shall we? Okay, boys and girls, volume of cones and pyramids. Well, here's our formula is going to be this. Volume is equal to big B times H, but it's 1/3 of that. And the reason why we have 1/3 of that is if you were to just do base times height, we would have the area, I should say, the volume of a cylinder or a prism. But when dealing with a cone or a pyramid, what's happening here is as your height is increasing, the amount of volume that's increasing, your volume is still increasing as you go up, the volume keeps getting larger, but it's getting larger at a lesser rate. And the ratio that represents that is 1/3. So 1/3 takes care of that decrease or deceleration of the increase of volume. Okay, so just remember, volume of cones and pyramids, you still have big B times H, but you have to multiply it by 1/3 because as the volume increases, the size or the amount of volume is not increasing at a constant rate. And the 1/3 ratio, 1/3 fraction takes care of that. Okay, so what does this look like? Well, if I wanted to find the volume of a cone, okay, it would be 1/3. Okay, now how do I get my base? I get my base, my big B is the base area of my base shape, which is a circle. So it would be pi r square times the height of the cone. Okay, this H here represents the height of the cone. So that's how I would find the volume of a cone. What happens to B if I want to find the volume of a pyramid? And this is a rectangular pyramid. It again would be 1/3 times big B, but this time big B, the base area, is the shape of a rectangle. So we take the base and the height of the rectangle to get the area, and then you'd multiply it by the H, which would be the height of your pyramid. Okay, that's how you would find the volume of a rectangular pyramid. Now, if you had a triangular pyramid, okay, then big B would be base times height divided by 2. Okay, so big B always represents the area of your base shape, whether it's a cone or a pyramid, or even going back to your prisms and your cylinders. Okay, big B always represents the area of your base shape. Let's look at our practice problems. Okay, number one, we have the volume is going to be equal to 1/3 times big B times H. Okay, big B represents the area of our base shape, which is a circle. H represents the height of our cone. Okay, so we've got 1/3 times our base shape is a circle, so that's going to be pi r square times H. Okay, pi is approximately 3.14. My radius is 5, so I'm going to have to square that, and then I multiply that times the height of my cone, which is 12. Okay, let's get our centimeters in there and centimeters in there. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take 3.14 times 25 centimeters squared times 12 centimeters, and don't forget about the 1/3. Okay, and then 3.14 times 25 is going to give me 78.5 centimeters squared. That's how I got that. Still need to multiply that by 12 centimeters, and need to multiply that by 1/3. And 78.5 times 12 will give me 942 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. I still need to multiply that by 1/3, which is the same thing as dividing it by 3. And if I divide it by 3, I'm going to get 314 cubic centimeters. And that's my final answer. So just use this formula. Big B represents the base area of my base shape, okay, which is a circle. Use your pi r square formula to find that. Plug in your radius, solve for that, multiply it by 12, which is the height of the cone, and divide by 3 or multiply by 1/3. Boys and girls, let's flip over to the back side. Now we have some pyramids that we'll have to find the volume of. I don't think you're going to have that many pyramid problems, if any, on your EOG this year, but still it just makes sense to learn how to do pyramids when you do cones. Okay, and again, volume is equal to 1/3. Oh, that's a crazy looking 1/3. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. Volume is equal to 1/3 times big B times H. Okay, now the question is, what's big B? Big B is the area of my base shape, which is a rectangle, so it's going to be take the base times the height of the rectangle, and then you multiply that by the height of your pyramid, and of course multiply it by 1/3, which is the same thing as dividing it by 3. Let's start plugging in our numbers. The base and the height of our rectangle is 13. It's a 13 by 6 rectangle. And then we're going to multiply that by 14. Oh, let's do it right. Just forgot my labels. It's a 13 centimeter by 6 centimeter rectangle down at the bottom. And the pyramid is 14 centimeters high. I'm going to multiply that by 1/3. 13 times 6 would be 78 centimeters squared. Okay, 78 times 14 would be 1,092 cubic centimeters. And my last step is to multiply it by 1/3 or divide it by 3, same thing. And when I do that, I'm going to get 364 cubic centimeters. And that is my final answer for the volume of this rectangular pyramid. I told you it wasn't that bad. Hopefully that was helpful, and if you have any remaining questions about any of the problems or even the process, please bring your questions to class tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.